Hey, Tolstoy. It's me, Sackboy.
I know. I could feel you somehow.
Tolstoy, I was thinking, why don't we make another YouTube video?
I haven't really been in the mind for that.
I know, Tolstoy. We've been watching you. You almost had something there, but it all fell to pieces because of...
Yeah, good to see you too, Sackboy.
Ah, come on, don't be sore, champ. You can't let a little spilt blood in your life stop you from doing the things you enjoy. Why don't you bounce some ideas off of me and we'll get a brainstorming session going?
I don't know. I want to do one of the old videos. Like the old ones, but I can't. The energy's not there anymore. I miss it, but, yeah. I guess if I could do anything, I want to reach out. I want my message to be... I want it to be that, like, there's dysfunction everywhere. But it's not the fault of some unknown, it's not fate, it's not predestination, it's people. People made the problem, people have to clean it up. I want to do a video, but I don't know how I can work that in. I thought maybe Steinbeck, the Grapes of Wrath kind of thing.
Well, yeah, I can see how that would be amazing, but what if, instead, you talked about going to the prom?
Sackboy, I didn't go to prom.
Right, see, that's a great angle. People love the whole social reject thing.
You want me to talk about how I'm a social reject because I didn't go to prom?
Right. You could rant about how you never went to prom because you couldn't get a date because women find you repulsive.
What? I was homeschooled, you backbirth. There was no prom to...
All the jocks and popular kids you went to school with all celebrated their success in life by going to prom with their dates, who they all had hot teen sex with.
I don't regret my choices. I don't regret choosing to leave high school.
And you didn't, because you're a geek, right?
Sackboy, being eccentric isn't exactly like your hair color, your sexuality, it's...
Yeah, that's good, see? You could talk about how you never really chose to be a nerd, but instead were born that way.
What?
Because you weren't athletic or popular enough, you were rejected by the mainstream society, so you learned to take pleasure in being alternative. And see where you are? So you could do a video about how comics are a sign of genetic inferiority in young men, and how to avoid becoming a sad, sick individual who plays with action figures and wears a fedora out in public.
Sackboy?
Yes?
Burn!
What's going on in here? Dark Sackboy! He burned me! I tried to help him see the light, but he refused!
Oh God, you're back!
Tolstoy! My power is your weakness. Your fear is my strength. Knowing that, how can you ever hope to drive me out?
Knife to a gunfight, motherfucker!
Men have emptied entire clips and hit nothing but air.
Keep away, goddammit. I don't need any more of your shit.
Go ahead. Pull the trigger. The first thing you're gonna see when you open your eyes will be me. And then it'll be round 2 for us.
What the hell are you?
Come on, Tolstoy. It's not too late to stop all this. We can go back to the way we were before. Just put the gun down and we'll forget all about this. I promise. That's right, coward. Put the gun down. You're not even man enough to do yourself in. You might as well just accept what's coming next.
I can't take it anymore.
First, I'm gonna cut you again.
It's the only way.
Then, I'm gonna make you watch Jersey Shore.
Just dreaming in silence.
And then, you're gonna go back on the internet and apologize to America for what you are!
Well, kids, I hope you're enjoying Uncle Tolstoy's videos. Not sure how many more he's got left in him, but I'm gonna try. I wish I could go back to the way the videos were being done. I guess. I've changed styles like 10 times, and as of late I just felt like I haven't been as whatever it was before. I can't have that magic again. I can't go back. hard as I try. And I'm not trying that hard, actually, to go back. But anyway, I had a day off after like 12 days of straight work. It has been an interesting 2 weeks, and decided I'd try and do a video review. I figure I haven't done plastic crap in a while. You ready for that? You ready for the return of plastic crap? So anyway, I was at my local plastic crap emporium looking around. They had some new stuff, and yeah, I figured I'd pick that up. Wow, is this good? Is this interesting? Is this how Tolstoy is supposed to be? God, try to drink as much coffee as I could. Or is that, I picked up a thing, I guess I will review it now. The fuck? Now I'm just turning into everybody else. Now I'm acting all subdued. Need to get angsty. I just don't know how. It just doesn't matter. So what am I doing this for? Wish I could try that again, but to be honest, I've done this take like 3 times. Just not. Let's just do it. Okay. Well, I guess there's something to be said before I start this review. I have to move these. I'm not just getting this to show you, but I really... These are my Doc Martens from China. And these are my Doc Martens from England. Yeah! Is that a good way to start the review? Yeah, we're getting pumped! I hope so. If all of you out there believe in Tolstoy, you better start clapping that. There's like an echo in my shoe. Holy shit! Hey everybody. Do I sound like I'm on old-time radio? Okay. But I have to move these to use that as a stand to get where I gotta go. Probably gonna break my neck, because these haven't broken in yet, not that the other ones have. Don't want to screw up. Next to, you know, all of the swords and guns and shit, I don't want anything to fall. Huh. Awesome. I'm glad my furniture can support my weight. I've thought about getting that giant metal desk out of my room to make, you know, room for like a bookcase or something like that, but to be honest, that giant fucking military desk that I've had since episode 1, The Phantom Tolstoy, episode 1 of the Tolstoy show, I've had that giant fucking metal desk, and it's like the only thing that can support my weight when I'm arranging action figures up on the top shelves up there to show my celibacy. That is my testament to celibacy and complete fucking loneliness. Which I know I deserve, because I am das Juden. I am the undesirable. At certain points you just stop giving a fuck. Like, not a single fuck was... No, you know what? A single fuck used to never be given by Tolstoy. Now he's just giving fucks left and right. Just giving in. And I have no idea why. I'm not giving in. I'm just giving up. Here's my Soul Reaver action figure. This is like one of my most prized action figure possessions. It's a very quality figure. I got it at a $5 and under store for like, I think $5. And it also, the joints are super weak. The joints from sitting up and, see, I don't think I can move his arm, that joint anymore. Yeah, these joints, they're not having it. They're stuck like that, honestly. Now, his leg joints were like the best leg joints I've ever seen on an action figure, simply because they have that bolt through them. They're very sturdy. Overall, badass looking. I think I've shown this off before, but this was pretty classic. It originally came with a impaler rod, which, to be honest, I liked the impaler rod more than the Soul Reaver, his sword, because I believe that mechanic gave it a really interesting, you know, strategic thing to the gameplay. I mean, it was good in the first one. After one strike, when your life goes down, it disappears, because then most of the time you had to find an impaler rod anyway. But then I think in the other games they kind of just made it so that he always has his Soul Reaver, and that I think made it too easy, less more of a hack and slash, less tactful. Yes, and part of this, one of the coolest parts about this is you can do that to him. So now we know what he looks like underneath there. This is a really long-winded story, and I'm going to tell it, because whatever. Soul Reaver. I played this in what year? 8th grade. Christmas of 8th grade, I got this for the Dreamcast. I never knew that there was any other version besides that until, like, way later. Dreamcast version, epic! And I remember being so sucked into that. I cannot explain my love affair with Soul Reaver. It's so dark, but it felt like a nice, warm, blubbery blanket of self-loathing, and not even self-loathing, just bleakness, and I don't know. But there's a lot to be said for I like Soul Reaver. I don't like fagpires. Vampires don't sparkle, motherfucker. Okay? So yeah, I mean the whole vampires have become so, and the media has just raped it. Again, the Hollywood rape machine has just taken all of these themes that were tied together with the story of vampires and Nosferatu, you know, from all the great vampiric work, such as Soul Reaver, I'm stoking the fire. Bram Stoker's fuck! His Dracula. And Castlevania. So, and then they just gate it up. There's something new coming out about, I mean, fuck! I'm serious. It's like, they took the lore of vampires and said, can we make it about guys who are, like, sexy and smooth and are good with women? Because that's what America wants to see. More Jersey Shore. No, I don't. I mean, you could use the idea of vampires to explore some really fucking interesting themes in humanity, but you're not. You're not gonna fucking do that, because if you did that, then people would be allowed to use art to fulfill themselves spiritually, you motherfuckers! I remember I even wrote, now we're getting there. I remember I even wrote a short story once about a vampire that went to the Catholic Church. It's supposed to be like in Sweden or something, you know, something like that. I was like 11 at the time, so I really didn't know much about like the Catholic Church or the topography of the area, or, you know, I don't know. So I just said there was a Catholic Church in Sweden. There probably wasn't at the time. Fuck if I know. But this vampire goes there and he like lives like Quasimodo, and he's being kind of protected by the church, and this priest investigates, and he says, why are you protecting him? And they say, well, because he's a turncoat against the vampires, and there's a scene that I wrote in there, and I wrote this. This is my story. I don't want to give a shit. I wrote like 3 pages of it, and I was like, man, I'm bored with this. Basically, the priest is talking to him, and he says, I have to feed, and he pulls out this vial, and he pours like a thing of blood, and he starts drinking, and he says, oh my god, you haven't really repented against your evil ways. What would Jesus say? And the vampire says, do you know how hard this is for me? This isn't human blood. This is animal blood. It tastes terrible, but I'll do it. I can barely survive off of it, but I'll do it because of my faith in God. That is metal! Sparkly vampires? Fucking gay! Oh, right. So anyway, I played Soul Reaver when I was a kid, and I remember, this is a weird story, but that's what Tolstoy does. He goes into weird stories. There was a kid in my high school, and this is an interesting story. I think that a lot of people can relate to this. I sat at my little lunch table with me and all the other geeks, and one day this kid, in an Iron Maiden shirt he never took off, came over to the table. And he sat down, and out of nowhere, he just starts, like, telling me, he was like the Sack Boys before they were the Sack Boys. He just starts telling me, look at you, look how fat you are, look how short you are, look at your stupid face, look at you, you're gonna burn in hell. Die, 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 look at you, don't you feel ashamed of yourself, you're so uncool, your dick is like 3 inches, and he kept on going at the, you're never gonna get any. It was about women. He was like, you're never gonna get any, you're always gonna be alone, you're never gonna get any. I mean, just constant. I mean, we're not talking about like every other day he'd say something, we're talking about he'd sit there at the lunch table every single day, just for every 6 seconds, just, oh, you're never gonna get pussy, you're never gonna, over and over and over again. We used to call him Soul Reaver. Because here's why. He had, like, the biggest overbite in the universe. And that's what I thought was funny. I never said anything to him. I didn't argue with him. What's the point in arguing with a troll? I knew that back then when I was 15. And I remember he hung really far over. And every time he'd walk up to the table, me and all the other kids would go. And he'd sit there going, you're never gonna get pussy. You're never gonna get pussy. Bag it, bag it, bag it. Just constantly. And we would all just go, so, but that should illustrate something to you. What the fuck is wrong with the world? Someone explain it to me. What was the point of him coming over to say that? What dark force, other than some fictional, you know, a sack boy, psycho doughboy, would possess someone to need to come over and just talk that shit day and night, night and day? He used to smack the sandwich out of my hand and go, stop eating, fatty, stop eating. I don't need to eat. I mean, and all the kids said, this was actually the only time that turning the other cheek actually worked, because I was a good little Jesus freak back then. And I remember, never said nothing to him. We did make fun of him being Soul Reaver and call him Soul Reaver to his face. And eventually, it's like he just couldn't hate anymore. It was like he just kept saying all this hurtful shit over and over again, and to the point where finally he just broke. And I remember one day I was making fun of like all these girls who buy like, you know, really fancy shoes even though they're in like, you know, high school and they're gonna grow out of it, or I don't know, maybe not, maybe so, but they're like walking around in high school halls wearing like heels, and I'm like, dude, you're in high school, this is not the club, you know, seriously. And I remember I was making fun of doing like the big black girl voice. I was going, girl, those are the best shoes and I got them for only $100, you know, something like that. And he just started laughing hysterically. He said, you're great, man, you're so great. And then he started like telling me how great I was. I'm serious. He was like, oh man, you're so funny. The fuck happened? I swear to God, it's one of the weirdest memories of my life. I've never told anyone before. So, let's get on with the review. All of you who have tuned out by now, your loss. I found a new Soul Reaver action figure by Player Select. I don't know who made that action figure, but I did notice that his foot is stamped. So let's take a look at Raziel. I remember when I bought this, it was $5 at a $5 understore, and there was a cane with it. And my brother always said that I was like Raziel, and he was like Kane. I don't know why. He actually played all the games. There is a complex storyline in those games that most gamers don't even know. They're like, they always quote the plot of the first game, but we're not going, I'm talking about he went all the way back to, not Soul Reaver, Blood Omen 1, and then there was Blood Omen 2, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 2, Legacy of Kain, Defiance. So, he knew the lore, but it was, like, fucking hard. You need a goddamn college education to understand that. So, oh, his foot is stamped. Made in China. iDose Entertainment. Crystal Dynamics. Doesn't say. But yeah, I got this one from Player Select. It was only $10. $10 for Raziel? Yeah. Yeah, son! They marked that down like no one's gonna want this. It was gone in like a day. That's a deal. So now I have one to replace my beloved one. They look pretty much similar. This one looks a little more pissed off, to be honest. Let's have a look at that box. That's attractive box art. However, it is clamshell design, and it is uncreative. On the back, they have this shit going on. And it says, Redeemer, Destroyer, Pawn, Messiah. 24 points of articulation, Soul Reaver Wraithblade, interchangeable shroud. Now that I am excited for. 2 sets of hands. Seriously? What? 2 sets of hands? What? Why? We've been through this before. Why do action figures need multiple hands? Have that scene in Soul Reaver where he took off his hands? No, neither do I. And torch. He comes with a torch. This one looks more realistic and well-designed. Looks more realistic. Looks more... It looks different, though. This one has more of a shine to him. This one looks more corpsey. Which is good. He's supposed to look like a corpse. I won't really be needing my knife to open it, but just to let you know, I've upgraded to carrying the Voyager V2. I'm sorry, Cold Steel Voyager made out of V2 Japanese steel. Yes, it has served me very well. I stopped carrying the bayonet-styled one, Cold Steel. It started wiggling again after I sent it in to get fixed. Fuck that. Fuck that noise. So, I guess I could just open it up. There's not much to it. I won't really need my knife because it's got this kind of a design here. Ruining the box. Ruining the box. Said I wasn't going to eat it, but I am. Remember, kids, don't ever cut towards yourself. Like Uncle Tolstoy does. Damn it! Stainless steel my ass. This stuff gets the stickies all over it whenever you cut, like, boxes with tape on it. Gets the stickies all over it. Has anyone ever said you have a case on Mondays? No, man, I believe they get their ass kicked saying that. I said that once. This is like a really weird story. Oh, we're going to do a story. I said that once. I work at a pharmacy, as if you didn't know, and people will come in to get condoms. And that's cool. You derp motherfuckers. Explain to me why you go in groups. You sick sons of bitches. You go in groups and discuss the condoms that you're going to use. God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, and the power to change the things I can, the wisdom to know the difference. Thy will may be done, amen. Anyway, so this one time, I asked one of my friends, and this was like the response that he gave me. I just turned on my my little Asian light in the corner over there. Maybe we'll spread a little more light around here. I asked one of my friends, and I said, "Would you ever want to buy condoms together?" And like his response was, "No, man, I believe you get your ass kicked doing that." And I'm like, "Yeah." I guess I'm living up to the angst. There's a couple twist ties. For some reason, they're not pissing me off as much. Probably because there's only like 3 of them. Some action figures where they just twist tie everything down. They're twist tying it down like this shit was supposed to like be hurricane proof, and I'm like, no, really, seriously, don't do that. Okay. Flip them over. Remove the outer shell. First thing that pops free is a hand. Or hands. It's sexually stimulating! I know, it's the only sexual stimulation I get. Oh, I love that one too. Okay, so. The other thing that pops out is the Wraith Blade. It is made of flexible rubber. You might be able to break it if you tried, but it won't snap immediately. I had a Tension Ryo action figure that had the Lightning Eagle sword, whatever the fuck that thing's called, and it snapped. It broke. Because I was playing at a friend's house and he had Batman. Batman was stronger, apparently. So, and then his torch comes out. The torch is made out of somewhat flexible rubber. High quality. Looks epic. You could set a vampire on fire with. So, yeah. Now, take out those twist ties. And Raziel. Ah! His head comes off! Oh, God. He looks like one of the Medusa heads from, Castlevania. It was terrible whistling. Okay. Let's put him right back on. The head does not want to stay on. I mean, it will stay on, but if you rotate it too much, the head comes off. I think it says interchangeable shroud. That's why, so you can remove the shroud. He's a handsome vampire. Ugh, no he's not. Without the shroud, his neck looks like impossibly elongated. Look at that. That's not... He wants to stand up on his own. Oh, wow. The quality is greatly his ability to stand. His legs don't want to move like normal human legs. Do the wings come up? They do! Oh, the wings have wire in them, in the back. Oh, wow! So he can, like... I've always wanted, like, if I could have any body change or whatever, I've wanted wings. Black wings. Pitch black raven wings that flare up and I'm pissed off. That sounds kind of emo, but it's more like an Archangel thing. I always liked Archangel from X-Men. And I also always liked Nightcrawler? Yeah, Nightcrawler. Not from the movies. The movies weren't bad until the 3rd one, and all the gayness after that. No, how about we just change everything in the universe, and we'll reboot Spider-Man, and he'll be in high school. No! His joints are morbidly stiff, and I feel like I'm gonna break this damn thing. His arm joints are pathetically stiff. Yeah, I feel like I can break them in a little bit, but it feels like the action figure is warning you not to really flex them. In fact, this feels like it'll break in a little while. He has, supposedly, the posability to, like, lift up his wing, but he won't. Alright. He has a hand for his torch. First of all, let's just rip off that... Oh, the head slides off way too easy. Oh, okay. There is kind of a way to secure it on there. But still, that's creepy as fuck. The shroud doesn't want to go down unless the wings go down. I guess he can't have his wings flared up when he's pissed off. Crikey, he's pissed off! Ah, fuck. So now it looks all dark and mysterious behind his shroud. I think I look that mysterious sometimes when I have my brow furrowed like this. All the time, when the wind blows back my coattails. My little hair tuft goes in the wind. And for some reason women don't find that attractive. Can't for the life of me figure out. Ball caps? Shaved heads? That's really what it is? Miss, I'd rather slit my throat, seriously. I'd rather fucking die. You're not worth it, you really aren't. You really aren't. Specifically, no, never mind. Nope. Getting too close to, no. Yeah, he'll stand very easily, actually. But, his range is limited. 24 points of articulation? My ass. Has 24 points of articulation. Oh, there's something gay I could say there, but that's good. Okay. How does this fit in the hand? Oh, does it fit over the hand? I think so. I don't know. Do I need a new hand to hold it? That is a problem. I have never seen a good Raziel cosplay. But boy, I would love to. Yeah, I believe you need the forked hand in order to hold on to that. This hand is for holding the torch. You know, why don't you just make one hand Raziel's blade holding hand and the other one for the torch? Obviously this works here. Very, very easily it holds onto the torch. Though it doesn't look like it's gripping it. The little fingers move individually, do they? Oh, they do. Or I just broke it. I don't know. I'm going to leave it the fuck alone. That's Australia's national saying, leave it the fuck alone. When you enter into, like, Australia through the airport, there's, like, a picture of, like, a wildlife preserve ranger pointing, and the caption reads, leave it the fuck alone. There's, like, a tour guide, and he's like, if you see a wild animal, and it looks like maybe it's in its natural habitat, leave it the fuck alone. If you see it here, and it looks like it wants to be left the fuck alone, probably should leave it the fuck alone. In America, it's, what's this thing doing on my land? What are these brown people doing here? Pretty much. Pretty much. Okay, taking off the hand. Hand comes off pretty easy. And let's add his giant glowing spiky penis. You don't know that's not what he's using it for. Think about it. No, don't think about it. That's dumb. I cannot get the hand back in. Hang on. I don't think this hand... There we go. Okay, so now I'm trying to slide this fucker back on there, onto his pointy hand. Is this really entertainment for you? God, I think you people are worse off than me. Come on, you dick. That's not right. I had it right before. Am I doing it wrong? Yeah, I think I am doing it wrong. Ah, jeez. He lost his little curly thing that goes on his arm that's like the soul around the whatever it is, his meta essence or some shit. I think it's supposed to go on like this. Come on. Dick! Okay, I think that's right. No, it doesn't. I guess it does. Well, fuck if I know. Fuck if I care. So, there isn't really much you can do with him. Remember the old days, like when the Transformers were kind of like your choice of action figure, and like every action figure had to have like some sort of mechanism, like firing a missile? These days they don't. You never noticed that? Like, wouldn't it have been great if Raziel, or not Raziel, Ezio action figure had a knife blade that came out instead of one that you had to like stick in there? I saw the reviews, and that in and of itself was the reason I did not buy that action figure. Alright, so now he's like got his blind walking stick, and he's like, I was in Nam, and can you give me $1? I'm not saying anything bad about people who were in Nam, or need $1. Specifically if they're selling ice cold water. Oh. So then there you go. He's ready to fucking take care of some vampires. Yeah. So I wonder who's a better vampire hunter, Raziel or Simon Belmont? You think about that, and I'm gonna go drink to drown my sorrows.